Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also Universal's first ever diamond level travel agency, and that not only speaks to the great relationship that we have with Universal Parks and Resorts, but also just the volume of vacations that we plan as an agency to this destination in particular. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are really excited to be here with you tonight in our Universal group to talk to you about club level and answer the question for you: is club level worth it? You know, this is one of the most common questions that I get asked about Universal from clients or prospective clients. And I know that the agents we're going to speak to tonight get this question a lot too. So, it's definitely something I think a lot of people consider. And so hopefully we will be able to answer some of those questions for you as we go through. Speaking of questions, if you would like to post a question either about club level or something else relating to Universal, we would love to take those questions, and feel free to go ahead and drop them in the comment section at any point during this video, and we will get to those as we can. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live this evening, and StreamYard may ask that you approve it to display your username and profile picture if you want to post a comment or question. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still interact with us anonymously if you would prefer to do it that way. So I'm joined tonight by two of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And if you would take just a second to let everybody know your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hey, everybody. I am Katie Taylor. I've been with the agency for 6.5 years now. I absolutely love Universal, and so I can't wait to talk to you guys about the club levels at the different resorts. The best way to get in touch with me is kdt@marvelousmousetravels.com. That's my email.
Hey, I'm Jen Travis, and I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travels a little under 2 years now. And I always tell people Universal is like my second home. I've been there so much, so often, very frequently. I love going there. One of my favorite places to plan vacations to. The best way to get in touch with me is my email, jennifer.travis@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger. I have been with the agency just over 4 years, and the best way to reach out to me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So before we get into, talking about the worth of club level, let's kind of back it up to basics a little bit here and just give a general overview of kind of what club level is and where it's offered. So, we'll get to the hotels in just a second that offer this, but for those of you who maybe don't know, club level is a paid upgrade that comes with certain room types at specific resorts on site at Universal. And essentially, we'll get into all the inclusions, but this is a per night upgrade that you can book into a particular room category. And it comes with some food, some additional perks and stuff like that. But let's talk first about the hotels that offer it. So which of Universal's 8 on-site hotels offer the club level?
So you can find the club level rooms at the three premier resorts: Portofino Bay, Hard Rock, and Lowe's Royal Pacific. Uh, all of them, offer their own different benefits. Some are closer than others. Hard Rock is a 5-minute walk, whereas Royal Pacific is a 10-minute walk. But they also all offer the water taxi, which is another great
Mhm.
feature offered at all of the premier resorts.
Yes. And another great feature offered at all of those premier resorts is the unlimited express pass. And whether you're club level or not, if you're staying at one of those 3 premier hotels, you're going to get that unlimited express pass included in the cost of your stay, which is an incredible benefit because that enables you to skip the regular lines, wait in a much shorter express line, and it just lets you get more done in the parks and spend less time waiting in line, which who doesn't want that, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So now that we know kind of what we're looking at, if we're looking for a club level room, what are some of the club level inclusions?
So one of my family's favorite inclusions is, of course, the huge breakfast that
Hmm.
comes with it. I know they say that it's like a continental breakfast, and a lot of it is, but they also have some hot
Hmm.
offerings too. Like my son's favorite was the biscuits with egg and cheese and bacon. I
Hmm.
think like it was just delicious. And they've got fruit, they've got pastries, they've got cereal, they've got specialty coffees, like you can
Hmm.
get cappuccinos. And I mean, it is wonderful. The breakfast was by far one of our favorite things about Club Level. And you can get as much as you want. Even if you wanted to go twice, you could go get it again.
Yeah.
They only offer it during certain times, but if you get there early and then you go back to your room and you want to grab a snack before you head to the park, you can totally do that. So that
Hmm.
was, really good for us. Was the breakfast. We enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. We have done Club Level at Portofino Bay, and when we were there, we had these delicious breakfast wraps. Like they had
Hmm.
sausage and egg and cheese and everything on this like awesome tortilla. And there were lots of donuts there. And my son is 10 and loves to eat, so he was like, "You mean I can just have these donuts as many as I want?" And I was like, "Well, within reason." But
Yes.
it's not the club level putting limits and restrictions on him. It was his parents. But I mean,
Right.
like they can go back and again and again and get things that they want to, which is great.
And
And
it's
they
a
also
good
have
hack.
snack. Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, and it's a good hack. I mean, for those who want to just, get on Velocicoaster that doesn't offer the express pass, you can get up early, get in line to get into the park, and then head back once you've gotten off that ride and go get something to eat. Because I think the early breakfast hours are like 7 to 10, if
Hmm.
I remember correctly. So you can
Hmm.
get
Yeah.
into the park, get on those hard to get rides, and then, get a snack, or get a late breakfast in there. And it
Hmm.
saves you a little bit of money when you're there too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was just going to say the best part for my family also was the fact that you could go get snacks all day
Hmm.
long.
Hmm.
Coke, Sprites, bottled water, chips, like they had, and then I think there was fruit in there. Like there
Hmm.
was so much in there for you to choose from for snacks. And I know and that worked out really well for us when we had our pool day. So
Hmm.
we could just
Hmm.
walk up and grab some snacks for the pool instead of actually, I mean, it did kind of save us a little bit of money instead of ordering from the actual
Hmm.
beach club. We stayed at Hard Rock, so and did the club level there. And so yeah, so the snacks were the kids loved that.
Hmm.
They just walked in there, grabbed their little snack, and then walked down to the pool and just had a great time. So that was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I would even grab snacks on the way to the park and stick them in my park bag,
Hmm.
like little
Yeah.
bags of
Yep.
chips, bottles of water. I mean, you're paying for it, so you might as
Yes,
well get your
Hmm.
best value out of it.
absolutely.
And especially because you're staying at those premier resorts, it's not like you're having to wait
Right.
15 minutes for the water taxi or, you know, the 20 or so minutes for the bus by the time it takes you to get there. It's so relatively close that you can escape from the park, get to the room and go back and just kind of refuel or, repack
Mhm.
your bag with whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's snacks or even in the evening hours they offer the beer and wine service. So if you want to quick little breather as an adult while the kids are having some downtime, you know
Hmm.
great time to go get
Yeah.
a drink.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
if we could go back to that previous graphic, this is a really good visual of how close you are. So, if the parks, that's the two main dry parks, not Volcano Bay, but that's the two main dry parks right there in the red box. And so Portofino Bay is going to be that upper blue, like light blue circle. Hard Rock is going to be that lime green circle, and Royal Pacific is going to be the yellow circle there. So as you can see, all three of those are super close, super easy to walk back and forth if you want to, or you can just hop on the water taxi. So going back and forth to the club lounge for, most people is not going to be a problem at all during the day.
Hmm.
Very, very convenient. And also too, I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, the evening hors d'oeuvres that they
Hmm.
offer, heavy hors d'oeuvres. I mean, when we were
Yes.
there, it was like a grilled chicken breast and
Hmm.
steamed green beans and rice pilaf. I mean, it was really a full
Yeah.
meal. So like
Yeah.
very heavy hors d'oeuvres. So I mean, literally we had easily 2 meals afternoon snacks, and that evening, dessert and drinks hour that you could take part of if you wanted to.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you like wine and beer, that is also included in the dinner hour.
Mhm.
So you can grab a beer with dinner. You can grab a glass of wine, which is super nice, and it's included. So that was really nice as well.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And the desserts were delicious.
Yes.
Every
Oh
dessert
my
I
God.
had was so good.
Uh-huh. I totally
You know
agree.
you're not walking away from that bar with at least 3, 4, 5. I mean, you just keep going back for
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely. I'm glad they only had it open for an hour,
Right.
because it would have
Yes.
been really bad for me if
For
it had
sure.
not been if it had been open longer than that.
Oh yeah.
You
And
can
at
smuggle some to the room
Portofino,
for later.
well, and at Portofino, the club lounge is really close to some of the really beautiful like courtyards and balconies that they have at
Mhm.
that resort. And so we would grab, our evening desserts, and we would walk out onto the little balcony, and we would sit there and have our dessert and look over the water, and it was just very peaceful and relaxing. And they also had like little cartons of milk for the kids and stuff to wash down the cookies and everything else that we were eating. But it was just lovely. It was a very nice relaxing time after a long park day to kind of chill out and enjoy some time together at the hotel.
And I do know that the club level lounge at Hard Rock
Mhm.
is on the same level as all the rooms, so it was super convenient to get it. And if you didn't want to stay there in the club lounge, because that did get kind of crowded
Mhm.
at certain times of the day, it did get a little crowded, but you could take your food back to the room and just have, kind of like a picnic in bed kind of thing, which was
Right.
really fun for the kids. They love doing that, especially
sure.
with the desserts. So.
And two, at Portofino, one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize with a club level stay at that hotel in particular is that your room is actually larger than a standard room. So when you book club level, they put you in one of their deluxe 2-queen rooms, which is more spacious. And that's really nice if you have, a family of 4 or 5 in particular. That little bit of extra space can make a real difference, particularly in the bathroom. The bathrooms at the Portofino club level rooms are really spacious, lots of counter space, separate commode area from the sink and the shower. So it's a very nice layout, very livable layout in those rooms with a family of 4 or 5 for sure. Or
I was gonna
less.
say, I think Portofino is my favorite, especially at that deluxe level with the way their
Mhm.
bathroom is set up. I think that's one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
Me too. Totally agree. So I think the big question that people probably have more than anything about club level is it worth it? And so what do you guys think? Who is club level a good choice for? Who would it maybe not be a good choice for?
So, if you are the type of park person that is literally at the park from sunup to sundown, like if you were opening it and closing it, I would say that club level would definitely be a tough call for you guys, but you could still find value at staying at a Premier.
Mhm.
If you're not going to be taking advantage of the food options at the club level, then that definitely is a reason to kind of scale back and pick one of the other rooms at the Premier Resorts. Just because you're not staying at club level doesn't mean you're not getting the express passes
Right.
or the availability on the water taxi. It really is just some of those other level perks, the lounge, the turn down service, the access to the concierge desk. But I would say, diehard theme park people, that would be something that might give you pause to think about.
Mhm.
And I totally agree with you, Jen, totally. But I also think that if you, I guess you have to kind of look at how you're doing your parks. Like if you're
Mhm.
getting up early and you can hit the club lounge at 7, and then if you're going to come back and have dinner and then go back to the parks, it would work for you, I think.
Mhm.
But like she said, if you're going to be like, if you want to be in line, being first in line at 7 o'clock before they open at 8, then that's probably, club level's probably not, you're not going to get the best bang for your buck with
Mhm.
club level. I do feel like larger families that have 4 and 5 people, it is totally 100% worth it, because when you're thinking about how much it would cost at like Three Broomsticks or anything
Mhm.
like that for breakfast, I mean, you're looking at possibly $20 a person.
Yep.
So that's
Easily.
$100 for
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yep.
And when you can, I mean, that's just for one meal, one
Mhm.
breakfast meal. And the amount that you're paying per night is probably going to be less than what you would be paying out of pocket for
Mhm.
5 people to go eat
Mhm.
3 meals a day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
For
even
sure.
if you are, and even if you are in the parks for the majority of the day, even if you do breakfast and dinner 2 or 3 or 4 nights, which was what we did,
Mhm.
plus if you're there during the day and you're having a pool day or a rest day, you totally get those snacks. And then you definitely could eat all day there. You could, if you're just having the rest day.
Mhm.
So I think it's harder if you have a smaller family to justify it. But when you have a bigger family, absolutely 100% worth it. Totally
Mhm.
worth it.
Yeah, like for our family, my kids are 10 and 7, and so they don't make it all day in the park without a
Mhm.
break. Like, they just get a little tired. And so typically what we will do is we'll have breakfast in the club lounge, we will go into the parks, we'll come back, late afternoon, take a little bit of a breather, have dinner in the club lounge, and then go back and do some evening time, rides and things like that. And that's what works for us. But I mean, there's
Mhm.
definitely, other ways that you could work that schedule to still get the benefit out of it. But I totally agree that, if you are a larger family in particular, I think having even those 2 meals included
Mhm.
makes it worth it in the long run if you're going to come back and take advantage of that. If you're
Right.
not planning on taking those breaks, then maybe not. But it's one of those things where I think having a travel professional who can kind of talk you through all of that and who knows those parks well and can tell you, roughly how long it's going to take for you to do X, Y, and Z, whatever your park touring plan is going to look like, then that gives you, a little bit more information to make the decision of whether or not club is that upgrade that you're really going to get the max value out of.
Mhm.
And I
I
think it
agree.
also depends on, the length of stay. If you
For
have
sure.
people that are trying to, cram in a bunch of different things when they're in the Orlando area
Mhm.
and they're doing a couple days at Universal, a couple days
Right.
here, it's really all about what you're trying to achieve.
Mhm.
And if you
Mhm.
have the most, like, will you be able to fit club level in? But
Right.
it definitely is a massive value or a money saver for large families, for any family for that matter.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
the breakfast, the lunch, the snacks that you can stuff into your bag and take in with you to the park. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
it's a money saver all around.
Mhm. Yep. And too, I particularly love having those larger rooms again, which is a perk of
Mhm.
Mhm.
Portofino. And typically, the club rooms have a little bit maybe more convenient location. Like I know the club rooms at Portofino, it is a little bit closer to get to the water taxi from there and things like that. And there's a nice quiet pool in that area. And so, there are other perks as well and things that we haven't necessarily talked about. But also, too, you're at one of those 3 premier properties that are just beautiful in their own right. They have so many different, little places you can go. Like this is Portofino right here. So many places you can go to kind of escape and feel like you're not at a theme park. Royal Pacific has places like that too. So does Hard Rock.
Mhm.
Lots of
Mhm.
beautiful scenery and stuff. So just being at those resorts alone is a great luxury, and then you add club level on top of that and it just kind of takes it up to the top.
Absolutely. I agree
Mhm.
100%.
And it's a great upgrade too if you're trying to do something special, like maybe you're traveling for a
Mhm.
honeymoon or a birthday or an anniversary or something like that, and you just want a little bit of a treat. That's a treat that everybody can appreciate and benefit from.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. I think we did have, oh yes, this person loves club level too. Yep.
Yep.
And you spoil yourself a little bit when you go for club level. The next
You
time
almost
you go,
don't
you're
wanna
like,
do it.
oh,
Yes.
You almost don't wanna do it any other way. You're kinda like, "Wait, we're not going club level?
I know.
What?
yeah, yeah.
What
Our
what what
most
is this?"
our most recent stay, we had last summer, not like 2021 summer, we had done club level at Portofino, and then for this summer's vacation, we went to Sapphire Falls, which is another on-site resort that we love, but it doesn't have the club level. And my son was like, "So do we have all the food again?" And I was like, "No, not here, buddy." He's like, "Oh man."
Mom,
I was like, "You'll survive. You're at Universal. You'll be all right."
Yep.
there's plenty of food options.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially there. I love
Mhm.
the food at Sapphire Falls too. So
Mhm.
all that to say, there's
Mhm.
great Universal hotels at every level, but club level does kind of put it over the top.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that is the only question that we had come through. So if any of you happen to be catching this video after it's no longer live, just know that we do monitor them for comments continuously. So you can still drop those questions in the comment section later on, and we're happy to come back and address those with you at a later date. If you're watching us on YouTube, again, same thing. You can put those comments in even after the video is no longer live, and we will come back and answer those for you. But keep in mind that it is completely free to book your vacation through one of our agents. You're not going to pay any extra to book through us versus what you would pay to book directly on Universal's website. And yet, when you book through us, you do get concierge level vacation planning services at no extra charge. You have someone to kind of walk you through the pros and cons of things like club level and help you figure out what's going to be best for your family. We can help you with anything from a theme park vacation to a cruise to an all-inclusive resort and beyond. So feel free to reach out to us with any of your upcoming vacation plans. And if you missed our contact information, you can go back and find that at the beginning of the video. But we thank you so much for watching us, and we hope that you'll join us again really soon for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.